No, I once heard it said that dogs don't bark at parked cars. So here's a question I have for you. Who's barking at you, and how many people are barking at you? And what I mean by that is if you're not talking to people about what you're doing, nobody's going to bark at you. And if nobody's barking at you, you're not doing very much. And that just doesn't apply to your business. It applies to your whole life. You don't want to spend your life doing things that are so mundane and so normal that nobody disagrees with you. You want as many people as possible to take a look at you and think, man, what is that? And here's something you really have to grasp. When someone disagrees with you and they say, this is really doesn't make sense to me, or I don't think this is will work, or geez, I heard something about this or something about that. That is just a reflection of their own limiting beliefs. That's a reflection of how they feel about themselves. It's also a reflection of their lack of knowledge. So it's really ignorance. It's them not understanding what you're doing. It's them not understanding a lot of things about life. And so really when someone is barking at you, it's all about them. It's not about you. So don't take it personally. Let them bark and be respectful. Smile and move on. That's what I've done. You know, when I started my business, people laughed at me like crazy. My best friends laughed at me. My family laughed at me. And that was the nicest thing that they did. And you know what? I just moved forward. I said, you know what? They could be right or I could be right. And I think I'm going to take a shot and see if I'm going to be right. And you know what? For a lot of years, nobody's been laughing. They might be cocking their heads going, how does he do that? How does he hang out in his house all the time? In his shorts and his bare feet? How does he make a living doing that? And then the ones that are bold enough to really want to find out, that's the ones I share it with. Of course, they've learned that I'm doing something because that's the nature of this. You want as many dogs barking at you as possible. So go out today and get some dogs to bark at you. And think about this aspect of it. It wouldn't matter what you were doing. Maybe you'd be starting a career in insurance, or you were starting a career in real estate, or maybe you're going to open a pet shop. No matter what it is that you ever think about doing, there's going to be some dogs barking at you. Do you understand what I mean? You might even know firsthand immediately right now some pictures that come to your mind about who it is that does the barking. So just remember, that's a reflection on them, not on you. You don't have to agree with them. Just be respectful. Always be respectful. But the cool thing about the process that I teach is not many dogs bark. They might think about it, but because it's so nice and it's so non-threatening and it's so non-pressureful, they start to think about what's wrong with them that they're not seeing what's going on. So have some dogs bark, but do it in such a way that they bark at themselves and try to figure out what you're doing. Have a wonderful day.